guys, it's Shadow the Rat, and for today's video, I am going to be assembling a single critter nation. So I recently got this single critter nation from the same person who gave me my 3 newest rats, at least at the time of this video being made. And since they were nice enough to gift me the single, I thought I'd go ahead and assemble it, even though unfortunately I cannot use it yet because my rats are still being introduced to each other. So they are not ready for a quadruple-sized critter nation. Currently I have a triple critter nation set up with 1 unit being dedicated to my 3 new rats and 2 units being dedicated to my 8 rats who already live together. So once they're done with intros and they've all graduated to the triple cage, then I will go ahead and set this up and they will have a quad critter nation. So for this video, we're just going to be assembling this single critter nation, and I actually made a video assembling my double critter nation that I got a few years back. So if you're curious about that, I will have that link down below. It's pretty much the same as a single critter nation setup, just done twice, kind of, because a double is just 2 units stacked on top of each other. So to get started with the single here, the first thing we need to do is get the 4 sides and the grate. So this here is the grate. It's going to connect the 4 units on the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and put this pan to the side because this is not necessary for now. So that goes over here. Now, one thing you'll notice is I do not have the stand for this cage. That's because the prior owner did not have the stand either, and also I don't use the stand myself, so even if she did give it to me, I would not have used it. So this cage is going to be assembled without the stand, and when I later add it to my triple critter nation, I will be removing the grate because, as you can see, this is the normal single critter nation grate, which does not have a cutout, and so the rats cannot go through it. But for now, since I'm setting this up as a single, I will be using the grate. And the cage is perfectly sturdy both with and without the grate. This cage is just awesome in that way. It's kind of perfectly modular. So first thing we're going to do is set up the different sides. We have this side right here, which has some little holes, which there are some pegs on the short sides right here, which are going to fit right into that. And that is going to give us our stability. So I'm going to go ahead and just click these together real quick. You can see I just put the peg in the hole. And then there's a little slider piece on the shorter end that just slides right into the longer end. So I'm just going to put that there right now, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in this grate. The grate has these little peg pieces which stick out, and they go into some little holes at the bottom of each unit. So I'm going to go ahead and just put these in right now. In order to put the grate on, I'm going to need to decouple the 2 pieces. It's been a bit since I actually used the grate on one of these, so it's a little bit different, I remembered. So I just need to stick in these pegs into both sides, and then I'm going to go ahead and recouple. So we have one side down. Whoops, it's not super sturdy when it's just 2 pieces, which is understandable. I'm going to really like that we're not. I'm going to lean this against this to help prevent it from falling. So now we're going to go ahead and do the other side. Exactly the same thing. I'm just going to stick the peg into the little hole on this side, and then I'm going to stick the grate into the little holes at the bottom. And once I do that, I'm going to slide the upper piece into the longer side unit. So we have our bases pretty much done right now. We just need to put in the door. So I'm going to go ahead and put the door in right now. So the door is just the exact same thing. The pegs do need to go into the door, which is a little bit difficult. The pegs do need to go. So the door, it's the exact same thing. The pegs on the side pieces are going to need to go in, and then we need to put the grate pegs in. So just overall, it's a little bit lifting. There we go. I'm going to so then I just slide all the pieces in. I'll do that in a sec. I just need to close the door. So I just put the grate on all sides. I stuck all the pegs into their holes. I just need to slide all these little sliders into their own respective holes. And that is it for our main piece. Now we just need to put on the top. It does not matter how you angle this. Both sides are exactly the same. I mean, all the sides should fit in the same way. So that is it for our single critter nation unit. As you can see, it is a fully formed cage right now. And I just need to put in the little bottom piece, that is to say the pan. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So that is the open door. I'm going to put the pan and the shelf in. You do not need to use the shelf, but I'm going to put it in just to show you what it looks like. And I do like to use the shelf, so I will be personally putting it in. There we go. There's the pan. And the shelf I'm just going to hook to one side. So let's put it right there. And let's put this here. And I know the pans look kind of dirty. Like I said, I did get them secondhand. Whoops, put this on backwards. And I will be cleaning the pans more, but honestly, I'm not going to be using these pans really because I have my own deeper pans that I like to use. So I will be just switching everything out here. But for the meantime, you can kind of just see what it looks like with everything in the cage. Let's go ahead and get a little bit closer. You can see here. So now you can see what the cage looks like. It's all nicely assembled. You can see in the background, this is my triple critter nation. And right here, we have the additional unit, which will be going on top. So this is just what it looks like from the back. And it's basically just a complete rectangle. You can put a lot of stuff in there, and it's going to be a lot of fun for my rats to go into once I finish furnishing it and once they finish intros. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. I hope this video was informative. And well, if you're looking for a cage for your rats, I highly recommend Critter Nations. They're just amazing. They're so easy to clean. They're pretty easy to assemble, honestly, unless you have one with a very warped peg, which does sometimes happen. They're pretty easy to put together. If you do have a warped peg, then getting a rubber mallet helps a lot, and having a second person to hold the pieces also helps. As you can see, I had to kind of lean the pieces a few times, but in general it didn't take too long to make because, well, these cages are honestly pretty easy to put together. They have kind of a bad reputation, and the bad reputation is mainly because the pegs do tend to warp during transport, but if you have a rubber mallet, that really helps to unwarp them. And on top of that, if you use it for quite a while, then it gets easier to put together. It just kind of naturally fits itself more easily the more times you have to assemble it and disassemble it. And of course, if you're going to get secondhand like this one here, it is a good idea to clean it. The prior owner did clean most of this cage, but some things are really hard to clean off, like this little calcification on the pans. So I will be dealing with that a little bit later. But in general, this is the cage for now. And yeah, that is it. That's pretty much it for this video. I will be doing a later video where I put this cage on top of my already triple critter nation. So that will be in the future. And otherwise, for now, I'm just going to go ahead and end this here. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!